and it was awesome of you guys to do that. But ultimately, what you guys did was try to classify me as a homophobe, which is patently not true. We can certainly have a much easier time classifying Garfield as a hypocrite, can we not?
You know, as
Right.
a guy that puts down Fox News a lot, you interrupt a fuck ton. Jesus Christ.
But
Uh,
not with debate and just saying let me finish every fucking 5 minutes, and then expecting to have carte blanche to misrepresent people and things they may have said or done. That doesn't give you any intellectual or I think he got upset.
No, no, he's going to the bathroom.
That was Cody. That was Cody, not
Yeah.
Jeff.
Excellent. But it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. So
All right, final round. Final thoughts.
okay. Do I get
Jeff,
10 minutes
Jeff, you
too,
get
or-
you get to talk for 10 minutes now.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry, Richard, if me saying "let me finish" really offended you. It apparently made your butt so
You know
hurt
why
that
you're
you
doing
kept
it.
bringing
Hey,
it
just
up.
let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish.
you know
Yeah.
exactly why you're doing it. You're trying to
Yes.
establish
Let
this
him
narrative.
finish. Let him
We're
finish.
letting you speak.
No, hang on. The
Rich,
tinfoil hat's
Rich.
on. He knows what I'm
Rich,
doing.
by
Let him tell me what I'm doing.
Rich, let him finish.
Richard.
Let him finish,
We're
Rich.
censoring you because it's a ridiculous thing to do. It's ridiculous
What is?
to pretend you are being censored and we are not allowing you to have your opinion by continually reiterating the phrase "let me speak." We are letting you speak. You're on air, for fuck's sake.
All right, Jeff. No more interruptions. Jeff,
Holy
go.
Christ. I mean, technically what he said's true, so I guess there's no argument against it. This got pretty off base. I'm sorry that I brought up that story. I was going to make a point with it, but it's not really worth it at all. So I guess the only argument I would make in summary is it seems like you guys both got pretty charged up about a couple of points that we've reiterated, so I'm at a loss. I don't want to kind of feed into that reiteration because I feel like I've made the point that we addressed that Alex should not have done that, and then since then his actions have shown that he would agree with that statement. So what I'm trying to get out of you guys, and you guys have so far kind of dodged around it inadvertently, is I want you to acknowledge that either you have condemned him because that action means that from that point in time you're interpreting all of the results afterwards as, well, he must be a hypocrite because he's not firing everyone that uses that word, or you're upset that he hasn't publicly said that he shouldn't have done that. And if either of those two things are true, then all I'm asking for is any kind of airtime, any kind of consideration, because I very much so don't think I can convince either of you of the opposite. I'm more speaking to the public, because you guys have kind of hounded Alex about this numerous times. Like, it's been kind of rough. I remember Cody saying, yo, that's my best man. Like, ugh, it got kind of ugly a few times. And it's all back to this one moment in time, so that's why I'm here. I mean, like I said, the Mason thing's not getting any traction, so I'm not here to defend that. And I don't even know the guy. What I'm trying to establish is Alex Garfield, the guy I know really well, did something. We talked about it 3 years ago, and the actions that proceeded afterwards have shown that he agrees with you guys. He shouldn't have done that, and he's handled it differently after that. So I still hear you guys hammering in on him about this, calling him a hypocrite, calling him really inflammatory, bad things, really bad things in the business. And I've given you the arguments that his actions have changed, and he's shown that. And then I've asked you guys the question, basically, is that not enough, or what does he have to do to be remedied for you guys? Is there any answer to that question?
Well, yeah, of course there is.
What is it, Richard?
It's obvious, isn't it? I mean, like, are we being stupid, right? Okay, so you've got to be consistent. Like, you cannot make, right, like such a broad qualifying statement, such an impassioned speech, and then like try and make out that in 2.5 years, and in fact less than, somehow your core value system has changed fundamentally. I don't consider that. It doesn't have a ring of truth. I don't consider that believable. So again, if we're talking about scale, and we're saying some people have to be held to certain standards based on their importance, and that's what we do in the rest of the community. Like, what you're saying is almost the reverse of how esports works, Jeff, because what you're saying is the low-level casters and the peons and the no-names, they get fed to the wolves whenever they do anything wrong. But how it works in the rest of esports is the further up the chain you are, the more you get shit on, the less you do wrong. It seems to be this weird inverse situation at EG, and for me, I don't know.
I can assure you it's really not.
Well, yeah, but and you would absolutely know more, and I would certainly bow to that wisdom. But I definitely think, and notice how I got through a sentence without saying "let me finish." But I would also like to, you see, you interrupted, and I didn't say it. It's incredible. It's amazing. But I absolutely want to reiterate here and be sure we're absolutely clear that is a very profound and articulate statement. And Alex went and said, we're going to get there. We will work through this issue together. We will help improve esports. Now, if only we could tackle homophobia and the use of the word. He had even loftier goals, and yet here we are. An EG player is potentially going to be a millionaire, potentially. And that's going to have happened as a direct result through EG funding and EG support. And yet this person has used this word that is so abhorrent to the man behind EG. That there is no getting away from the inherent hypocrisy that it's wrong for some under the EG banner, but it's okay for others. There isn't really any getting away from that unless you employ the consistency or you admit that actually when I made that speech, I was being a little bit disingenuous. They're the only two options.
Hang on, there's an important moment in time that just occurred because you used the word that it's okay. And what I'm trying to establish with you is that it's not okay. He's been fined. He'll be talked to. So then the question that I've asked numerous times and doesn't seem to really be taking root with either of you is that not enough? Is because of that speech, is each person that uses that word supposed to be fired in your eyes?
Okay, wait, I'll answer. Okay, can I? Okay.
I'll jump in
before another tangent happens. So, in my personal opinion, I think that you should. I mean, it sounds really shitty and it sounds extreme, but you either have to make a statement saying, "Hey, like I was a little bit over the top here. I don't necessarily feel that way," or you have to stick to what you previously said. It sounds extreme, but I mean, the statement that he made was so extreme and like out of left field that no one that I've ever seen in any esports thing I've ever seen has ever made such an extreme statement regarding language before. That I mean, to kind of just try to back out of it without saying anything just feels really weird. Okay. Like I said before, it feels like you're trying to get the best of both worlds.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. Please let me speak to that because that's a really good point. I agree with you. I do. You either have to come out and say something like that or you never say it at all, right? We all agree on that.
Yeah, sure.
What I'm trying to say, though, is in Alex Garfield's situation, given that we all acknowledge that he never should have come out and given the impassioned speech that he did, he himself acknowledges this situation where he's like, fuck, I've done that. It's out there. Do I now fire every employee, no matter who they are, if they use that word? Or do I come out and give a speech about how I shouldn't have said that because it's too strong a language and there's really varying degrees of who gets fired and who doesn't get fired? Well, we know he can't do that. So then we look to the actions. After that action, it's these heavy-handed fines and that kind of thing, but he handles it differently. He doesn't come out and publicly say every time.
Why not the later?
Hang on. Let me finish though. The question that I end with, then is, we all acknowledge this. We read between the lines and see that. So do you guys still hate him because he's not making terrible business decisions or because he already made a bad ethic decision to speak out on this?
Nobody hates Alex Garfield.
Yeah, no one hates Alex.
Yeah, I actually really like Alex Garfield. The
difference is like, let me change it from hating him to constantly ragging about him being a hypocrite. Sorry, please don't get out of it with that word.
No, but this is about the business. This is business. It's not personal.
Jeff, that's beneath you. You're such a smarter person than that. Like, you are. You're just really
kill this,
of the players.
Kill this.
God, Jesus Christ.
All right, I'm ending this.
Channy, no, this was doing. Oh, you're the worst, Chan.
Oh my God.
All right, I'll let Cody talk.
Wait, can I get some background? Can Jeff and Cody hang out? Because I don't remember with these two. What are their relationships? Does Cody like hate Jeff, or I forget?
No,
I don't remember.
No one hates anybody. I like
everyone honestly hates everyone.
Jeff was one of the sole players that made my job tolerable while I worked.
All right, I couldn't because the snarky commentary I made it really harkened to Topher saying. I was just trying to make sure we were on the same page.
Jesus Christ! It's very difficult. Alex sunk his teeth in right there, so I feel like it needs to be acknowledged. That's one of the things. Like, I just really think he should mention it. One of the things that came up a lot was like, or relatively expendable. He wasn't a big part of the anything picture right now, and Mason is a big part of the absolutely every $10 million picture right now. So I feel like it should be addressed. That's all.
I agree.
Yeah, I
don't disagree.
I think
hang out
all
this
of us.
weekend, Jeff.
Hang on.
We're friends.
No. Chan-Man, I don't know why you're. This is like the most interesting content on your show for you. No, I'm just kidding. That's like super. I don't mean it. I was joking.
I agree with you, Jeff. Bro.
Hang on.
I think all of us
are not getting anywhere. That's a problem right now. It's like just saying one thing, and then you guys are saying the same thing. It's been happening for like 10, 15 minutes now.
Chan-Man, we're making a little bit of progress, and that's why like every time I gain an inch, I'm like, no, let me speak because he just said something that I've been trying to say for a long time. Despite despite Cody saying like I'm smarter than that, I think you misunderstood my argument, which is ironic because that would mean I think you're smarter than what you said actually. But the point I was trying to make is that I agree with you guys. It was wrong. So what I'm trying to solicit, and please let anyone but Richard respond because it takes 10 minutes for him to say I won't answer that. Destiny and Cody, he won't come out and say I was wrong to do that. He won't come out and say this guy is fired because he uttered that word one time. So in this universe that we exist where we acknowledge those things, and apparently I was very wrong in saying you guys hate him. Okay, you don't hate him. But the point I'm trying to make is every time I tune into Unfiltered, it's Alex Garfield the hypocrite. Oh God, like he's so fake and like full of, but I like him, you know. So the point I'm trying to make is, after this discussion, does anything change? Do you guys look at the actions like that, or is it still forever until he announces, hey guys, I shouldn't have 3 years ago said that I don't like the N-word? Is he forever going to be the hypocrite, forever going to be fake, forever going to be wrong? That's what I'm saying.
I don't think that's the issue.
I think we all agree. We all agree on like 90. We all agree on like 95% of this stuff, right? I think we all do, right? Yes, we all agree on like 95%. For what Jeff said, we just have a disagreement on like Alex's potential ways to deal with it. I think he could make a statement that says that, if he were to do it, I couldn't say shit about it anymore. Oh, Alex took from my statement, hey guys, a while ago I just wanted to address, some people, blah, 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 about me, not kicking off certain people. Well, in the way the business world works, we can't treat everything, blah, 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 whatever, some kind of statement to explain, that personally, I think that it's a disgusting word, but, going forward, like, it's unrealistic for me to have these expectations of everybody in business. It wouldn't work. And then, like, if he were to put out something like that, like, I can't say anything anymore. Okay, well, I mean, he's not a hypocrite. He came forward. He rectified his previous statement. To reiterate what Cody said, the only reason why, for me personally, I'll continue to give him shit is because, like Cody said, he really sunk his teeth in there, and he made it. If it was just a passing blurb, then whatever. But the fact that he made such a huge deal about it is the only reason why I would continue to rustle the jimmies over it.
I think that's fair enough. And Richard, I have been dogging you for a little bit, so please give it back now.
Nah, dude, man, I want to, while we're on air, I want to thank you, man, because the message you sent me the other day really did mean a lot, and it came at a good time, man. So, man, nothing but fucking love from me, brother, to you. Seriously.
Let me give some shout-outs. Is that okay, ChanManV, real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Because I want to say something. Richard and I, we bumped chest for a second there, and I want to say it was my fault because I brought up...
racist. It's almost racist.
Oh boy!
I said, I'm not sure. I think
bumping chest has nothing to do.
And I was like, I was almost in deep shit. So
I think you might be in a double-bound racism right now because I think implying that it's racist could mean that you were thinking racist thoughts. So that's my argument.
And that's where we've gone to, unfortunately.
I'll see you guys at my hanging.
Anyways, I should be called out, and you did appropriately. I should not bring up that moment in time. You did handle that correctly. So even just touching on it, unless I'm going to do it perfect justice, is fucking wrong, and I'm sorry.
No. It would be hypocritical of me to not allow you to do that if I'm bringing up shit from Alex 2.5 years ago, right? So I'm not fucking stupid. I'm completely self-aware. You want to bring that up? That's absolutely you're right. And I've got the right to say that you misrepresented it a little bit, but that's fine. I'm not angry at all.
All right, well, thank you. And I really appreciate it. I actually truly enjoy arguments, and I think this is fucking awesome. And it actually, even the interrupting and throwing personal jabs, unfortunately, that's what always held me back in debate, because that doesn't apparently have any kind of place in competition. But I sometimes it just comes out of me, and I do apologize. Steven, I had a fucking blast with you this weekend. Thank you for arguing it. And it's so funny. I saw one comment in the chat. They're like, don't they have a really bad past? That's why you're actually one of my good fucking friends, because you and I have been there. We've done that, and I still appreciate you. And Cody, obviously, you're fucking badass, and now you're a married man, so you're part of the club.
Yeah, we can be married.
I got a year head start on you, man. I'm like an old wizened Yoda. Like,
I
if you
know,
ever want to go to Dagobah,
you got to start growing your beard, bud.
Fucking X-Wing. Yeah,
you got to start growing your beard out. You're fucking. You're gonna be dying in a year now, so.
Yeah, I don't have much time. I gotta get life.
Exactly. Enjoy as much.
I'm actually really uncomfortable with Jeff having gone through the what was it? Some kind of embolism or what?
Oh, the leg thing.
Or the infracture or whatever the fuck.
I actually blood clot.
Clot.
Yeah, blood clot. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with you joking about Jeff's mortality.
It would really suck if if it hit my brain and I died tomorrow, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. But, take care of Anna.
As someone who respected me when I could have been dead in Germany, I will give that same respect to Jeff.
That was funny. And then, Chris, of course, thanks for letting me come on and do this debate. Guys, I'll listen to the rest of the show. Thank you so much, and you guys all have a good night, okay? Or day.
Yeah, ladies. I'll catch you later.
All right, see you.
So there you go, Chris.
Yeah, that Alex Garfield is
such
a piece of shit. I fucking hate him so much.
Segment. I like that debate night, man. I like the debate.
Listen,
night.
right? I baited Kim onto the show. I baited Jeff onto the show. We should appoint Jeff the moral fucking victor because, as you can see from the scoreboard, he took on me, Rich. Oh, sorry, I'm Rich. Rich.
I
Steven,
chimed in too on your side. Yeah.
Points. I know, so all of a sudden Cody, E.G. Connors was on our side. So Jeff definitely wins. No. You can't say that we won.
Well, you need an aggregate score. So individually, he won, but
he helped us off. He was the mountain. He was the mountain of the show, just like
he was.
I mean, if we go by an aggregate, I mean, Bush won 2 elections in a row. So I don't know like how much stock we're putting in public opinion right now. But
so there you go. So I came back on the show, and now everyone's saying can't Sapinda threaten to sue him again. So.
Yeah, exactly. All right, damn. All right, let's get to the Q&A. Let's only take a couple questions, guys.
This was fucking a wild ass show. It was a wild ride.
All right, let's go. Question time. Manakino's got like 20 questions, but we're only gonna ask. All right, we're gonna ask.
Are you not entertained?
We gotta ask a Jimmy Rustling question. Destiny. Did Take pay for your flight and hotel for home storage? If so, how do you feel about sleeping an
I wanted to know
entire day?
Yeah, that's so sick. I wanted to know as well.
I realize home storage is supposed to be fun and casual event, but that doesn't mean it has to be unprofessional.
How was European nap time, dog?
So the question
is,
was there an arrangement and compensation for your attendance as a caster, or did you fly out there on your own dime and cast a
Okay, so
Steven,
I have no
Steven,
idea.
Can you let Chris finish, please?
Fuck off.
Let me finish.
I have no idea. I don't know who was covered or who wasn't covered, so I feel like really bad saying it publicly. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a secret or not, but fuck it. This is unfiltered. Okay, my flight was covered because Dennis found really decent tickets for me to get over there. I want to say it was like 750 euros or like 800 euros. It was pretty decent for me going from to there and back. And he said that if I want to come and cast and help out with shit like that, yeah, that'd be great. And you cover my flight. I did it. So I took it. My flight when I got there was I landed on the day that it had started, and I literally drove from the airport to the house, and it had started like 5 minutes prior to me getting there. So after I got it
kilometers.
In kilometers? How far was 1 in kilometers?
Who cares about kilometers? Airport. How many miles?
No, I want to know kilometers, and then we'll figure it out after the fact.
From what to what?
The airport to the fucking to Take's house, man.
Maybe 20.
How long you drove yourself?
30? No. It was Take sent a guy to pick me up.
Okay. Yeah, it's about 30 minutes.
In the limousine that I demanded to escort me to
with a bowl of brown M&Ms.
So
that then got accused of racism
with the crystal.
Yeah, so I got there literally that day, right? So I didn't stop at a hotel. I never slept. I didn't do any of the jet lag bullshit. I didn't do that. So I got there that day. I casted, I think, an okay-ish number of games that day. And then I stayed that night for a little bit. After things had ended, people were cleaning up, waiting for White Rider to walk back to the hotel so I could follow him. And I went back to the ISIS hotel, which is like this robot hotel from hell, which is part of the Home Story Cup experience. I don't know if anybody's ever talked about this, but the ISIS hotel is the devil. It's a robot thing that you have to type a code in to get in, and it only speaks German, and the machine looks like it's literally like hacked together, like somebody's like stealing your information every time, because like every time you push the screen it like goes in, and it's just really fucked up. Nobody speaks English. You get your code, you pay 40 euros to go up to this little room that it looks like this was like spare housing left over from like a concentration camp. Like the shower is this itty bitty fucking room. When you turn it on, literally there's no place for the steam to go in the shower, right? Like if you close the door and you take a hot shower, you'll probably die because you will drown in the water vapor. But regardless, so I went there. I got into that hotel at like 3:30, 4 a.m. Right? And I don't know why I'm talking so much. So I go there. I sleep. I wake up at like 10, like 9 or 10 to make my way back over to the house. So I had like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I make my way back over to the fucking hotel, or I make my way back over to Take's house, and then I'm up for that day doing like casting stuff. For whatever reason, I don't remember why, but that day ends up running a little bit later, and I end up getting out there again at around like 3 or 4. I get a different hotel that time with a really nice French dude, the City Hotel, which is much better than the Robot Hotel. Wait, actually, I didn't leave that time. I stayed overnight because I thought I was just going to sleep in the place, because I was actually scared that if I went to the hotel and slept, that I wouldn't be able to wake up and come back. I stayed and I slept at Takes for like 4 or 5 hours. People were coming in and out. It was shitty fucking sleep. Eventually, I woke up and I was like, fuck. And I realized, like, okay, like, I kind of want to take a shower and get dressed so that I don't look and smell like shit or whatever. So then I end up going to book a hotel. I go to the City Hotel. It's like noon. I get into that place. I take a shower. I'm all refreshed. and I make that fatal human error of laying down. I'm just gonna take a 30-minute nap to refresh myself. I lay down at like noon, or like yeah, it was around like noon, and then I wake up and it's like midnight, and I'm fucked. So that was like my 3 days of there, and then I slept, and then I woke up the next day, and then I showed up, and then I casted pretty much like the entire day of the finals. And then I casted nonstop except for like one set where all the Eurobros stepped in that I didn't cast. So I mean, it's not like I was gone for like the entire fucking event. It was literally one day I was gone. I didn't get a chance to come in a day early and like catch up on my sleep and all the other dealing with the jet lag bullshit. So
I think the main thing in all of that though was the casting was good. Everyone seemed to really
like it. Oh, the casting was great.
I thought you were funny, yeah. I thought you were
really
shit, great.
The freaking caster ride thing was the funniest shit
I can't believe people got pissed off about that. Like, seriously.
What?
I honestly... Well, people got so upset about it. Like
upset?
Yeah, like
there were a couple of people who were really mad at how unprofessional it was. I was actually really surprised because there were a lot of people that were really mad that we were disrespectful to MC, and like literally the words were, I wish they would have hyped the finals a little bit more because I thought it was really rude to watch. Some guy was like, I'm a family man, and to watch MC get torn down in front of my family was the biggest insult or whatever. I don't know. It's fucked up.
I know. God, it was embarrassing, wasn't it? He said I had to turn the sound off because my kids were present.
That guy.
Are you fucking serious?
I don't remember if it was that guy or another guy, but I started digging through his comment history because I'm a vindictive fucking asshole on the internet, and this guy was writing things like, I'm a 7th grade teacher, and Destiny sounds like one of the students I would have left behind in school, like shit like that. I was like, are you fucking real, dude? Like, come on, like let's be real, dog. Like he was like, he sounded like one of those teachers that thinks that they're like mentally superior or like morally superior to everybody in the universe because they're a teacher. But
wow.
Yeah,
in the okay. All right, so I guess were you paid by day?
No, I didn't get I think initially we talked about doing some kind of payment thing for like promotional videos or whatever, but I never ended up doing any promotionals. And honestly, I don't even know if I would have gone that far because covering the flight was good enough for me. Like I was fine with it. So no, I didn't get paid like on a day-to-day to cast thing.
Okay,
and we never had like
travel.
Okay.
You got travel covered.
Yeah, I got travel. Yeah, I did get travel. And we never had like a formal. But I paid for my own hotel. I paid for my food. He didn't let me fuck his girlfriend or anything like that. Like I mean, like it was pretty much just travel to and from.
It's not even really a European StarCraft tournament unless you're to have sex with their
girlfriend. Yeah.
I think that's only for Eastern Europe.
That's nice.
Well,
that's nice.
No, I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Thorin, back in the grave. But
okay.
A wise man once told me, Stephen, that in the universe that we live in, the actual world it is and not how it should be, you can't say things like that. So.
Well, good thing I built my brand up in such a way that I can, and nobody gives a fuck.
Be careful. Be careful.
You sound like Idra.
What you say today matters 4 years from now.
Yeah, obviously.
Listen, my guideline, my personal
you're not allowed to change in 4 years.
As long as Too Good can make jokes the way that he has in the past at home story, I think I'm okay. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone was watching feverishly. They were like, okay, I could milk one out of this. Like, you know, does James show up? We could milk something out of this. And then he didn't show up. What a smart guy.
Okay, one more question. Rich, I'll let you pick the question.
Get a good one.
Rich,
I don't mind if people were asking what happened with the Sapinda article thing. I don't mind.
I want to know. Yeah.
I can answer that now.
Okay, answer that.
Right, okay.
Hold on, I want to add a preface, though. I want to add a preface. Meanwhile...
You sound like Jeff. Let me add a preface. Just let me add a preface.
In Sissy On Gamers world, TSM can't interview... Or rather, On Gamers can't interview TSM. But in Richard Lewis's world... Tell me what the ramifications of like being a journalist are, Richard Lewis and Richard Lewis.
They're pretty awesome. I want to kill myself every day. What happened was, right. I mean, and there's some seriousness to this. So just not right at the start. So basically, everyone knows I wrote the fucking Sapinda article, and there was an issue in that the people from Sapinda didn't like it. And they've got money to burn, and they decided they were going to get into a lawsuit territory with me. So after All Stars Paris, I was approached and basically told, we're going to sue you. And the amounts that they were talking about were in the millions. Now, I don't know if anyone has seen this shirt. Don't let it fool you. I'm not a millionaire. As cool as this apartment is as well, I'm not that wealthy. The guys in Sapinda, they outscale me a little bit in terms of financial reach. So they pretty much laid it on the table. So I went away and I wanted to fight it, and then it was kind of intimated that if you did, they would go after the company I work for. They weren't really going to stop. They were going to be very aggressive. But then I thought, okay, well, this is fine, because even though British libel law is very convoluted and not a lot of people know this, because I know the US have a very different standard when it comes to libel. UK libel law, you can print the truth and you can still be found as being libelous if it isn't in the public interest, or it defames the party, or it affects their profits.
That's horrible.
We walk a massive tightrope over here, and you don't
US
qualify.
Is awesome.
You don't qualify for legal aid either. You don't get legal aid.
So in the United States, it comes down to intention, which is awesome, because it normally, if you qualify for honesty, you're normally off the hook.
Yeah. Well, so this was the thing. So I had lots of talks about it, and one of the ways you can defend something, and again, there are some legal minds out there in esports that can confirm this, is you can go on the basis of absolute truth. That is something you have stated is so unequivocal in its reality, you can just say, well, it's absolute truth. It's absolute truth. Now, unfortunately for me, being Richard Lewis and being the man I am, I decided to take the facts and then, for some reason, attach them to a 2,000-word editorial. So the absolute truth defense was fucked, because the first half of the article were my opinions, and something that couldn't have been argued as absolute truth. So the advice was, if you're going to stand by and defend that article, you can't use that defense. So it increasingly looked like basically what I was faced with was the reality of battling the lawsuit and funding it myself, potentially winning but going bust in the process, or I could just remove the article and it all went away. So not my proudest moment as an esports journalist whatsoever, but because I was being personally sued, and ultimately, what was the article anyway? It wasn't an in-depth expose. I hadn't uncovered new information.
You were handholding people through Google.
Yeah. Basically, that's exactly what I did. And I don't mind saying
man.
that. I admitted it in the article itself, in the editorial part, which fucked me over. I said, look, these are links you can go to yourself. Like, the truth is out there, X-Files style. So I thought, well, what will happen is the article will come down, and then some super intelligent people in the esports community will read between the lines correctly, and then the article might get rewritten or something, But people will realize that the truth is out there. And I also want to add as well, I think one of the things that was perhaps irresponsible was inferring that these people were particularly guilty of anything within esports, which they weren't. There may have been some financial crimes committed prior to their involvement to esports. Getting all factual, I should be okay for saying that. But I guess there was perhaps an argument of an inference that we should be distrusting of them in the esports space, and I shouldn't have made that inference. So in the end, I pulled the article. I got to think about myself, and I got to think about my company that I work for, and I was aghast that I had put them in this position, aghast I put myself in this position. So I pulled it down, and the thing that was really disheartening, and this is the serious bit, kids. This is the serious bit. This is where we get, oh, woe is me again, because it wouldn't be Unfiltered if I didn't martyr myself for 2 minutes. At least two. I saw Steven smiling there. I couldn't believe that people, instead of reading between the lines correctly, had concocted this fiction that somehow Sapinder had given me money to pull the article.
Yeah.
The most likely outcome wasn't that, holy shit, Richard's involved in a lawsuit. What he really needs right now is some support from the people he effectively wrote the article for. No. What they concluded was, oh my God, like Richard is now a millionaire and is going to be...
That was so fucked, man.
The 6th largest investor in the Sapinder Group, and he now owns ESGN, and that's why ESGN is down. And I don't get how we make that leap. I was some sort of terrible sellout cunt, and I'm suddenly going to be on to use the Thorin word and or the Odie word, actually, I should say, and to whichever one you can fight to the death over who owns the word later. But like I was suddenly going to be some sort of wealthy guy. So I was really disappointed with that. And here's another thing, another reason why I pulled the article, and it was a small consideration. And certainly wasn't a deciding factor, but it was intimated to me that the amount I was going to be sued for by Sapinder was the same amount that had withdrawn from the investment group, based on the fact that I had besmirched their names so effectively that their brand was tarnished and ruined in the esports sphere. And that amount, I was being told, was meant to go to ESGN. So the inference, and whether this is true or not, I'll never know. And I, at this point, I'm just happy to still have this wonderful shirt on my back. The inference was that my article had directly contributed to all of those people at ESGN not getting paid, and that was, and again, I don't know if it's true or not, but that was real tough for me to accept, because some of the people there I had a fucking long-standing relationship with. Like I say, guys, I was on Live on 3 not that long ago talking about it, just after I'd had the all clear to talk about things. And Jay Atkins, who took a job with ESGN, I came up with him back in like 2005, 2006. He was one of the Quad V alumni, one of the first UK Counter-Strike source casters I got to know. We casted I-Series finals together. The idea that I had played any part in him not being paid money was driving me wild with guilt, because he took a massive gamble to move there. So there was a lot of pressure being applied, both personally and intrapersonally, your friends and whatnot. And in the end, I did what I felt was best. And maybe it was, and maybe it wasn't. Maybe it does make me a sellout. Maybe it makes me weak-willed. But it was an incredibly difficult time. And all the people who sent me messages of support, I would never say this, because usually I don't need it. I got pretty broad shoulders. But right then it was tough. It sucked. It really did. It sucked for a variety of reasons. And all the people that were out there trying to intimate that I was a fucking on the Sapinder teat, and me and Lars Windhorst were going to go twos on a nice little venture capital program. I'm really disappointed that you would think that of someone with my experience. So that's pretty much what happened with the whole Sapinder piece. I'm sorry that it's not there anymore. I really wish it was. Hopefully people understand why it isn't. It won't be getting republished ever again. So if people want to take up the torch and emerge victorious where I failed, I would urge you to do that if you want to. But ultimately, my involvement with that article had to end. So there we go. So that's what happened. So
that's why he wasn't on the show too, guys.
Because and that was the other thing as well.
That's why he was absent last week.
Yeah. People were trying to make out like, oh, I was like just having a hissy fit. I had been advised by my legal counsel, like, if you go on, and this is why I asked on the show prior, please don't bring it up, and then Destiny did it in 98 seconds.
You never said it prior, fuck you. You said it after I brought it up. No, you said it after I brought it up.
He did.
Really,
he totally did prior.
You just don't read the pre.
You just don't read the pre-show, man.
You missed it.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't know. No. You really did. It was awful.
It was awful. It was definitely awful.
Contributing to a dark time in my life, Stephen. But anyway, no. So in all seriousness, that's why it was just like, get out the limelight for a bit, don't talk about it for a bit, and that's all it was, And I'm it goes against the grain of the show. If I had to come on and be filtered, what's the fucking point, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, there we go.
All right, let's wrap the show, guys.
That was his rap, yeah.
I don't care if anyone wants to do another question. Just so I feel like I hate it when I talk.
I think we should just wrap, man. I think we can ask some more questions next week, but this week.
Nope, I'm reading the fucking chat. Nobody said fucking shit. Fuck all of you.
TT.
I would never do that to you, Richard. I'm reading the chat. Nobody said anything. All I see in chat is that I shouldn't have brought it up. But if I scroll up, there wasn't anything said about how, hey, don't ever bring any of that up. Fuck all of you.
No, I'm sure Oh, do you mean in our private group Skype chat?
Yeah, in the text chat.
Now
No one
you're
said anything.
divulging private secrets. I might have to get a lawsuit of my own on the go.
Well, I don't want people to think that I would just like try to fucking throw you under the bus like that. Fuck.
No. I don't think you threw me under the bus, though. I think it was a genuine miscommunication. I thought I posted it in the group chat. Did I only send it to Chris?
No, you might have only sent it to Chris.
You sent it to all of us, but Steven missed it.
Where? Show me where. I see Tuesday, May 27th. Chris Chan, show the document for today's show. Please don't mention my fetish porn for Asian children.
I'll try and pull it up.
Restart your videos.
Yeah. I'll try and pull it up.
Oh, okay, God, have we gone past
Congratulations on the wedding. Gonna take a quick shower.
I saw it because like when you said it, I was like,
I meant to send it to everyone individually, and then just forgot.
You must have said it individually, and you didn't send it to me because you don't even like me.
You know, it's obvious why I would do that because Steven never talks on the show anyway. So I just.
And this just happened to be my one time in the
like,
first.
I know.
30 seconds into the show.
Yeah, it was. I even counted 98 seconds, and I was like,
"Holy shit!" Cody, restart your video.
So anyway, no, Steven, I totally take it back, man. My bad.
There you go.
Whatever. I love you. You're more famous than me. You're best.
I love you. No, I just wanted to make sure you didn't think that I would just like.
No, I know that, man. But I thought it was.
Completely ignore it and just like.
I did think it was the time.
Or even I'm not that retarded that I would joke about.
No, it's not retarded. It's just fucking funny. Like if I'd had a.
Oh, that's terrible. Steven, I'm pending a huge lawsuit. Please don't hang up. Hey, Richard,
how about that
Pinder article?
Yeah, no. That's honestly what I thought had happened. That's literally what I thought had happened. I was like,
"Oh man, hey, don't say anything." Fucking first.
It's good, man. I'm glad we're all bros again. I'm worried about it. We're like PewDiePie.
PewDiePie.
Bros.
Bros. Are we bros or not? Because when you start throwing around insults like that, it's hard to tell.
No, we're collectively, because that's what he calls his fans. He calls them bros or something.
Really?
Oh. Yeah, it's pretty
late. Let's wrap this.
Let's
bitch
wrap.
up.
Let's
Come
do some.
on.
Yeah,
sorry. Everyone wants to go to bed now.
Cody.
Drunk guys talking. Yeah, fucking. Shout.
I'm really. As goofy as this sounds, I think this is the best unfiltered lineup. I think Richard is. Provided he's not being sued into the ground, I often think that he is. His opinion is like maybe the least clouded by influence.
Because we've already.
I think Steven just ignores influence and just like runs this like wild libertarian. I shoot people from clock towers lifestyle. But I like that as well. Chris, you're way wrapped up in the game, but like you facilitate all this, and I'm looking forward to hearing you cast a DreamHack this week. But yeah, in my opinion, whatever. If this wasn't supposed to be announced, man, this shit
it
is
like fucking... It was announced today. It was announced today.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Dude,
really?
it's fucking. Yeah. It's 2 days away. One of the premier casters for Hearthstone, man. This kid's living the fucking dream.
I'm hosting the casting panel.
But hang on, didn't I just read some thread like just 2 weeks ago? Like while I was there, like fending off a lawsuit, I made myself feel better because I was like, my life is shit. But this thread over here, like,
Chris is like among the creme de la creme.
Wow, Cody.
Edging out kids like Frodan. Frodan's not casting a DreamHack. So get trucked, son. So big shout out to
bring your A game, Chris. I can't stand to see fucking Sapchan. I can't handle it, man. If I have to read Sapchan, man, I'm gonna go fucking postal.
Big channel, man. I'm really excited about this weekend. I think DreamHack is gonna be awesome. I'm a big Dota fan. I'm a big Hearthstone fan. I think StarCraft will be okay, whatever. You know, but it'll be really sick. So I'm really excited, and I was really glad that Richard was brought back from the dead because I was worried he was going to be never seen again after the sort of shit that's put him through. So all the Richard haters can take one of these, just give yourself one of these and relieve the stress. Destiny, I think you're okay enough, and I don't have anything that positive to say about you. But Chris, thanks for putting it all together, man.
Wow. At least
how about I did a great job at Home Strike Up? Thanks.
There you go. Exactly. He didn't watch it.
It was like Sleeping Beauty. That was one of my favorite fairy tales. So you did a great job.
Richard.
Yeah, man. Look,
we didn't get In Control to do the when you.
Yeah, he still can't do it, man. He still can't do it.
It's just good to be back on the show. Like I know people probably don't really get I don't get paid. I certainly don't share any ad revenue or anything. It's a nice outlet. It's nice to be able to sort of hang out with some guys and just talk about some esports shit. And that's how I always treat it. It's a casual thing. I try to be well informed. Respect to Chris, but it's always good to just come on the show. And like I say, it's been a tough time. I didn't know how long it was going to be before I could do this again. I thought there was a real, issue that I could be fucking bankrupt and I'd be like, waiting on tables or something. While also being a premier esports journalist. So it was dark times. So it's good to be back, and we've had much frivolity. I think I've achieved what I set out to do on this show, which was to ultimately just bait people into coming on the show to argue with me, to feel relevant and important. I did that. Obviously, Cody, you're a great guy. I can't wait to read these articles that you keep promising, yet they never seem to materialize.
Fuck off, dude. I think I'm beating you, man. I think I'm beating you with your fucking vacation and shit. I think I'm okay.
Man, I'm sat on some doozies. Okay, but that's cool. And who got the Helios scoop, by the way? Yes. That was yeah. All your ties to EG, and you can't even break EG embargoed news. Like, just get the fuck out of my domain. Destroyed.
Man.
That's so sick. No, that's actually very, very good. That's very good.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just an asshole. As Jeff established, I want to thank Jeff for coming on. Jeff's a fucking top guy, and people probably didn't get the reference earlier. I was having a terrible time. I was getting fucking abused on Twitter. I couldn't really respond to it. I just wrote an EG editorial, and this will tell you all you need to know about Jeff. Anyone who was coming on here and thinking that we were really each other's throats doesn't know the full story. I wrote an EG editorial, and it was very negative about the current EG LOL team and how they need to make changes. Perhaps a Korean, who knows? He saw that I was pretty down about it, man, because I was getting ripped on because it was going well, and then Crepo said you're an asshole, and everyone was saying that I should die, and blah blah blah. And he actually took the time to send me a very long PM that I should just get away from the internet, relax, you're a cool guy, blah blah. It was real nice for him. He didn't have to do that. And it means a lot to me that he did. So Jeff is a great guy. I won't have a bad word said about him, even when he's just going, let me finish, guys, because he's still cool. Chris, I can't believe you've been picked up to cast at DreamHack. This is going to be the best. You're actually going to be at DreamHack.
I know, you're going to be there, right?
I know.
I'm going to actually
oh my God. Like, I'm so excited.
Cream yourself now, right?
No, but listen, dude. Right, come on, you're only 5'8". You're not that bad. Right, at least you got rid of that gross beard, so that's cool. But like seriously, like I am so psyched that you're gonna have this opportunity.
Grab a meal.
Don't fuck it up, dude, because Robert Olin is mean as a motherfucker, and Steven, as always, he is, dude. If you're shit, like you won't get a second chance. It's just that. It's the esports.
Wow. Okay.
I'm telling you. So yeah, that's a joke. He's a pussycat. And Steven, you're just a top guy, a great foil. I love doing a show with you, and I thought you did an amazing job at Home Story Cup, and all the people who ripped on you about the fake hype cast the thing at idiots and don't understand that commentary doesn't need to have forced enthusiasm to be valid. So there you go.
Steven, shout outs.
Can I just plug my sponsors, or are we doing like the circle of suck-offs? Richard, you're a great guy. I love your stories. I'm so glad that Spinna didn't execute you and hang you and fund ESGN off of the back of the years of hard work you've done, amassing whatever savings account you have. So good on that. Cody, Evil Eye Connors, I'm really proud. I still don't know what you do. I guess you write articles, so the articles that you're working on, congratulations on that.
Cheers, Steven.
Good luck
cheers.
on the marriage thing. I hope it lasts longer than mine did, and then good luck when you have the kid or whatever. I kind of hope that mine lasts longer than yours will, because, I mean, if he doesn't, that means he died and yours took him over in age, so, I mean, good luck on that. And then, for my own personal sponsors, to echo the words of Kim, I'm not actually endorsing these people or asking you to buy things from them. I'm just kind of bringing them up in the hopes that you like the brand as much as I do.
That's so sick.
Check out destiny.gg/shave. for some great razors. Check out destiny.gg/ting for some great cell phones. And check out destiny.gg/Amazon if you were to buy shit off Amazon. Do it through my referral link. I get paid the big bucks for it so that I can continue to never stream. And check out Phoenix's products, which are also cool. And there we go. I think that's everything, right?
All right.
Oh, and thanks for Chris Chan, man. You're my favorite Asian. You're just the dominating way that you present the show. I mean, I've never seen a more closer to real life than Caesar from that one movie.
I was gonna say, Stephen, like if you had to compare him to a Planet of the Apes character, which one would it be?
Oh shit, that was good. That was really good. All right, big thanks to you guys. Now we gotta do this. Okay, we gotta do this again. All right,
Say nice things,
Steven, big thanks to you for always doing the show with me and giving me a ton of laughs this weekend. I think again, Home Story Cup I think was one of my favorites of all time because a lot has to do with the casting too because it was hilarious. And then Cody, big thanks to you for coming in. And it's kind of funny that we had a show about blackballing people and having you on. It's just kind of this irony to some sorts.
Yeah,
I'm so happy.
I blacklisted Richard Lewis too. I mean, it's
Yeah,
great.
man,
I've been on both sides of the fence.
Yeah, like it. But big thanks for obviously being part of the show of late. And Richard, of course, man, big thanks to you for being back on the show. And the show is definitely not the same without you. And I can't wait to hang out with you at.
We're gonna get fucked up, by the way.
I'm jealous. I'm so jealous.
If we're gonna get fucked up, we're gonna get fucked on the last night. I'm not gonna.
Listen. I get the impression, Chris, that you haven't had a drink since like 1982 or something. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get you fucked. Seriously, it's gonna be the best. I cannot wait. Like,
be careful. You cannot buy alcohol in Jönköping on Sunday. So please think ahead, gentlemen. This is I encourage this to all electronic athletes.
My bootleggers are on standby, Cody.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's what I like to hear. So everyone, please prepare. If you win a tournament and haven't bought alcohol for yourself,
it goes to Monday, dude.
Does it go to Monday?
I think it goes to Monday, right? It's 3 days.
It's the 14th through the 16th.
Wait, 14th through the 16th. Maybe I'm wrong. Shit.
14th, 16th is Monday.
Yeah,
no, you're absolutely right. Okay, so you can buy shit on Monday.
Yeah, Monday,
it's
dude.
fine. As long as the Lord's Day is sacred, it's fine.
The Lord's Day is sacred.
Seriously, I'm gonna film it as well.
Oh no, fuck that shit.
That everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, like they want to see this side of ChanMan. I think I have a journalistic obligation.
Yeah, you have to
report. You're like
investigative. This is the
hotel room at 4 a.m. being sick in your hands. Where am I, Richie? Did you spike me? I can't wait.
He's throwing up on his legs and shit. Yeah, of course. This is something that needs to be reported on.
Lost in Sweden. It's gonna be called Lost in Sweden. Is what it's gonna be called.
We'll play footage next Unfiltered, I think.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to be it. VODs for the show. Oh, my God. The last part of the VOD will be up in about 20 minutes, but I've been uploading it as we go, so I think the first 4 or 5 parts are already up there, youtube.com/ChanManV. Follow us all on Twitter, at ChanManV, at Richard_A_Lewis, at Gosu Trolling, and at Destiny.
Shit name.
There we go.
Follow us at Destiny, too. I mean, at Steven_.
Fuck you.
Bono, sorry. And if you want to, or if you're a Hearthstone fan, you can check out Deck Wars tomorrow. It's at 1:30. Got Trump versus Applejack. Fronan casting with me, so check that out. No Value Town tomorrow, guys, or Thursday this week, because
you're shadow banned anyway. You couldn't post it.
Yeah, fuck you, man.
Oh shit.
Oh, you're shadow banned?
Yeah. Fuck.
Applejack is garbage.
I got the hammer. I got the hammer. I deserve shit.
I don't think you're a shadow ban. I think your account is straight up fucked. Because normally if you're shadow ban, at least the account... No, because at least the account usually still shows up if you look at it, no?
No, it doesn't. If it's shadow ban, it's gone.
On Gamers hiring you soon, or what?
Yeah, I think so, man. Shh. But yeah, so anyways, check all that stuff out. All the VODs are on youtube.com/ChanManV. You can check out my site, too, that I created, chanmanv.tv. You can find all the content there, even the streams there, too. But that's going to be it, guys, for Unfiltered. So for Cody, Steven, Richard, and myself, we'll see you next time. Later.
Peace, guys.
What a show. That was a good one.
Yeah.